I hear such wonderful things about him. Esther Lastique and Dr. Joni Frater are sex researchers and sexologists. They've spoken to thousands of students all across the U.S. over the last 7 years, and they've been interviewed by over 300 media outlets, including Playboy, Maxim, Cosmo, and Men's Health UK. Please welcome to the stage Esther Lastique and Dr. Joni Frater.
Woo! Hey everybody! How's everybody doing? Everybody having fun today? Yeah! My name is Dr. Joni Frater. This is Esther Lastique. Hey what we do, we call SexEdBootCamp. Now our goal at all of our programs, we call it erotic enlightenment. Yeah, because we want to raise the bar and everybody's being able to comfortably talk about sex and sexuality and relationships. Because when you come off the campus, not everybody has all the same information. So we want to make sure that everybody has a good time while you're on campus and keep everybody safe and happy. So we're going to jump into the middle of our program. Oh wait, one more thing. Before we get going, I just have to tell you that during our program, this is an interactive conversation. So when people choose to interact with us, I throw these little stress balls into the crowd. Yeah, but I can't throw them today. I was told I'm not allowed.
So come to our booth.
If you interact with us, you will earn a grenade. Come to booth 39, we'll give it to you later, I promise. So we're going to jump into the middle of our program.
Bear in mind too, one of the things we love to say is when we throw these into the audience, be careful, they don't actually fly straight because they're not round. But what does that even mean anymore?
So we're talking about sex.
Right? What does straight even mean anymore? Welcome to SexEdBootCamp. Okay? Just so you know.
So we're going to jump into the middle of our program, which is all about consent. So we're going to start to talk about the pre-sex talk. What the heck is a pre-sex talk? You know how you meet somebody and you get that eye contact and you start to get all the tingles in all the right places and that little part in the back of your mind saying, I want to get naked with that person. And you don't know crap about them. Right? I mean, so you're sitting there and you're judging them. So what we want to talk about is that we are living in a very interesting, and I use that word carefully, world, because we are living with diseases and creeps and crazy people, and people, all of our role models are getting crashed and burned when we find out nasty things about them. So what I want to recommend to everybody is that before you get sexual with somebody, you actually have a face-to-face conversation. Imagine that with your clothes on.
In a non-sexual situation.
Because you know what? When you start taking your clothes off, if that person's not into you, you're going to be seriously embarrassed. And you're going to crash and burn. And we don't want that for you. So we want to talk about how to do this and how to do this properly so that you can have the best experience that you could possibly have when you're ready to share your body with somebody.
Please bear in mind that when we say pre-sex talk, we are actually talking about, like Joni said, two people in the same room, not only listening to what they're saying, watching their body language, understanding if they're comfortable having this conversation with their clothes on. This, my friends, is not a pre-sex talk. Y'all know what it means. Do I need to translate that? No, right? Are you down for Netflix and chillin'? Is not a pre-sex talk. Some of us just like to watch Netflix. Right, okay. So please understand, when we talk about this, we want you guys to actually talk and use your words. For another big reason.
So I don't know about everybody else, but this past year has been crazy. Every one of my role models, every one of my favorite movie stars, everybody has now been accused of doing something horrible. So all of a sudden I'm starting to work, and I'm walking around and my head is shaking. I'm going, nothing makes sense anymore. So I'm going to put this out there for everybody. Do any or all of your relationships make sense? No, maybe not. And you know what? If it don't make sense, then you don't have to get together. So we're going to talk about this and how to reframe your relationships so that it works out in your benefit.
So we're going to do a really great experiment. Everybody close your eyes. In your minds, I want you to picture your most recent intimate encounter. Whatever that looks like for you. So maybe it was telling a friend a secret, right? Maybe it was having a really intimate conversation about something that's happened to you. Maybe it was negotiating a sexual encounter. Maybe it was an actual sexual encounter, if you were lucky enough, right? So here's my question while your eyes are closed. If you are picturing that scene, and instead of it being in your head, it was on this screen, and you were watching it play out in front of you, what kind of movie would it look like? Would it look like a chick flick? You know, everybody's waiting for the fairy tale ending, for everybody to make the right moves, psychically knowing what everybody's looking for. Would it look a little more like porn, right? Where somebody's all about their pleasure and the other person's performance, right? Or would it be a reality show where you know there is no script, okay? And as any reality star will tell you, somebody's going to end up getting their hair pulled, a drink thrown in their face, and possibly in handcuffs. Not in a good way. Okay. So, what we want to challenge you guys to do is think about if you're going to become sexual with someone, if and when you're ready, what that's going to look like in a respectful manner, and how do you rewrite your script? Because when you still have your eyes closed, please remember, are both people using the same script? If the answer is not necessarily, we have a problem, right? Your relationships don't make sense. So how do you rewrite your script so that you become the star of your best story? How do you do that? We actually want to give you guys an acronym.
So our acronym is
Makes
SEX.
sense.
The first part is self-awareness. Look inside yourself. Are you willing to be in this situation, whether it's sexual or not? You can use this on any relationship. Doesn't matter if it's friends, not, or sexual. Partners, doesn't matter. It's all good. So, what are you in this for? Why are you there? Are you feeling pressured to be there? Are you feeling like you need to do this for some other reason? This is you being authentic with you.
Are you sober?
Are you sober?
Are you capable of giving consent? Right?
Cannot give consent when you're under the alcohol or drug influence. What are you feeling? We have these emotions. They're called feelings. We have them and we get our hearts broken. So what are you feeling at the moment? Are you looking forward to this? Or are you nervous about this? And all your feelings are right. But the whole point of all of this is as we go through these letters, you're going to do this exercise and then you're going to hopefully do this with a partner. And if they match up, it's awesome.
Who's the first person you have to have this conversation with? Yourself, right? So you have to understand where you come from, where you are in this moment, and then sit down and have this comparison conversation with your respective partner who you might want to get naked with, right? And we actually, when we do this program, we actually have a handout for you. So you actually have a list of quiz questions. So you don't have to figure it all out on your own. Okay, we help you with that. And what you want to do is understand that maybe we all have needs, right? We have physical needs as well as emotional needs. What happens if one person goes into an encounter with looking for companionship and a relationship, and the other person is just looking for a hookup? Is that going to become an epic fail? Right. So that's what we want to help prevent, because some of us are a little too tender-hearted for that, right?
Now, safety is the most important thing. If you don't feel safe in a relationship, then you shouldn't, doesn't make sense. Because you know what, that's the person that should have your back all the time. If you're going to be friends, and even if you're going to go on to that, they should still have your back all the time.
And safety includes things like your physical safety. Do you feel safe with this person? Well, you're having this conversation. If the hair on the back of your neck starts to stand up, and you start to wonder if this person is going to respect the boundaries that you're going to set up for your sexual encounter, maybe you're not going to take your clothes off. Right? And that's okay.
Yeah, because you know what? If your needs are really up here and you're going to be pushing your agenda on the other person, that's not fair. That's not equality, and that breaks all the pillars of a healthy relationship. So the other thing about safety is safer sex. Are you going to protect your bodies? Is the person that you're with going to help protect your body for every act and every time? So you need to have these conversations. And enthusiasm, that's my favorite. Because you should be enthusiastic about any activities that you go into. If you're not enthusiastic, because we're living in a world of positive, constant, enthusiastic consent. That's what it's really all about. You go, oh yeah, baby, I want to do this. And I want to do it this way, and then you can do this and this.
As opposed to the hell to the no. Right? So you have to be very clear about what you do and you don't want. So how do you do this? How do you actually have a conversation to write your script together so that you get to star in your best story? Whatever that's going to look like, totally up to you, as long as it's mutually agreed upon, right? So we know this is a really uncomfortable conversation for a lot of students if you've never done it. So let's play a game. If you could ask your crystal ball anything you wanted to know about this person that you might get naked with, what kind of things do you want to know? What do you want to know before you take your clothes off? Yeah, okay.
STI.
Thank you. Do you have any STIs?
Awesome, that's a great question, but I'm going to ask you a follow-up question. Do you think they'll be honest with you?
No.
Unfortunately, that's true. People will lie about their STI status, knowing that they're positive for something to get laid.
Up to 69% in surveys taken.
So,
Will lie.
be careful. And maybe your best first date is going to get tested together, and that's cool. I'll show you your answers, I'll show you mine. Now we can know how to play safely together.
What else do you want to know before you start to take your clothes off?
Right here. Your body
Thank
count.
you.
How many people have you been with? And how often have you safer sex with all those people? Because if you haven't been safe with all your partners, guess what? You just slept with everybody they all slept with. And that gets creepy. So yeah, you want to know the body count.
What else do you want to know? Yeah, right here. Intention, thank you.
Awesome.
Are you seeing someone, right? Like, is someone going to kick my ass if I touch you? Great question to ask. Or are you going to cross the quad when you see me coming tomorrow? Are you going to remember my name? Right? Ask them what? What they don't like. Ask them what they don't like. That's great.
part of it too.
Yes.
That's held to the nose.
Please remember that 1 in 4 women and 1 in 5 men in our lifetime will be subjected to incest, rape, domestic violence, or stalking. That's pretty creepy, right? What that means is that when you're getting sexy with somebody, you might accidentally push the buttons for them. Not in a good way. So women, you dry up like the Sahara, my friends. It's all over, put your clothes on, we're done. You don't want to do that, so you want to make sure you avoid those pitfalls before you ever start to get sexy with someone. What else do you want to know? Anything else? Yeah, right here. Absolutely. How do you like it, baby?
How do you like it?
When we come to your school, we actually go through an entire litany of all the acts 2 people can do together, regardless of gender or orientation or number of people in the room. No judgment, right? As long as everybody's playing safe and having a good time. One of the things I want to bring up, you might want to know: are you married? Are you seeing someone? Do you have children? Have you been to prison? All valid questions.
Wait, I got one.
Yeah.
Is it your first time? Whether with somebody of the same partner or somebody of the same gender or somebody of the other gender. We want you to know that everybody remembers their first, and we have run out of time. So I want you to come visit us at booth number 39.
Please,
We are in Fort Lauderdale, so anybody here that is from Palm Beach County, Broward, or Miami, we have an undisclosed special rate for you.
And no travel.
And no travel charges involved. So we are at booth 39. Come visit my wife, Esther, and I. We will be happy to talk to you. We love you. Thank you.
Dr. Joni Frater and Esther Lastique. Give her another round of applause. You know, we keep learning these lessons, and it's so important that the students on your campus have the opportunity to learn these lessons.